And sometimes we have loved ones and they pass away. And yet there's coming a time where death itself is going to pass away. And that's a blessed thing. The day where there is no more death. And we want to look at some types of tears here for a moment. Kinds of tears. And this is not an exhaustive list. There are plenty. I better get out of the way and let you see them. The kinds of tears. We have a few of them listed here. These are not exhaustive. I had a list one time of 20 or 30 types of tears. And that came about because one day I heard a song on the radio. Does that ever happen to you? You hear a song on the radio and it reminds you of something. This specific song on the radio reminded me of someone I'd lost. Someone that is in heaven now. And whenever I would hear that song, it would just, tears would come down my eyes and I'd start to shake a little bit underneath, I turned my head so somebody at work wouldn't see that song had set me off. And, because people just don't really seem to understand that a song can do that to you several years after you've lost someone. And it's almost like it's right back. And this used to happen to me a lot, and it was a specific song or two would do it. And of course, the radio station made sure that they would play those songs because that's how it works. And as I started to cry, and as that started doing that, tears started to come down. And I'm a guy, but I can cry. And and there's that saying that real men don't cry. Boy, we know better than that. We know better than that. Jesus was the biggest man there ever was, and he wept over Lazarus when he knew he was going to raise him from the dead. A couple of minutes. So we want to go back into this for a couple of minutes while I was standing there going, hey, I'm starting to cry, starting to feel sorry. I'm starting to do that little shudder on the inside. God, stop me. And he said, why are you crying? And I said, I don't know. Maybe because I'm sad. That song plays, and it reminds me, and it makes me sad. And God said, stop that. Do you ever know sometimes God just has to tell you, stop that? Just stop that. Why? Because I'm telling you, when God says to stop something, you need to perk your little ears up and say, ooh, I better listen. Because God knows why I'm reacting emotionally when I don't. Now, did you hear what I'm saying? Why I'm reacting emotionally to this song and tears are coming down my eyes, and I'm telling myself it's because I'm in grief. I'm telling myself because I'm sad. I'm not even asking myself why I'm crying anymore, because every time that song plays, I have to go, amen. You don't have things like that, do you? And God stopped me and he said, why are you crying? And I said, I don't know. I guess I'm sad. And God said, you're not sad, sir. You're mad. And as soon as he said it, I knew he was telling me the truth. Did you ever have God do that? How about any time he talks to you, he's telling you the truth? But as soon as he said it, I knew that's the truth. Because when I get sick, and I don't get sick very often, I work when other people would be in bed. When I'm working, and I'm self-employed, I'm a pastor of a small church with no backup, and I've come and prayed for people that was better than I was when I come. And God's faithful. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when I get to the place where I really cannot make church or really cannot work, I find myself starting to cry, and my wife would get all scared and she says, oh, you're so sick, you need to go to the doctor. And she didn't understand. I understand specifically when I can't go any farther, then I start to get mad. I get angry at myself because I'm the guy. I'm the husband. I'm the pastor. I'm the breadwinner. I'm supposed to be able to press on through. I'm the overcomer. I'm the one that's supposed to be able to just go anyway. And when I get to the place physically I can't go anyway, I get angry. And when I get angry, these tears run down my cheeks and people feel sorry for me because I must be sick if I'm crying. And I'm not sick at all. I am mad. And so God began that day to give me a list of things, different kinds of tears, and I don't know where I've done with the list. I think there were 20 to 30 different kinds of tears that God showed me. Some out of the scripture, some out of experience, some out of somebody else. One of them might be feel sorry for me tears. I mean, there are fake tears. I was married, I don't know, several years before I found out that my wife was very good at having fake tears. She could make herself cry. She had perfected this art at home on her mother. All the time training to use it on a husband. Did I know? I finally found out after we were married a few years. I looked over and she had those tears coming out. I looked back a minute and she was smiling. What was going on? She was operating in fake tears, sympathy tears, get your way tears. Beware where you think you're grieving, you're still crying to God, wanting to get